Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Barbeno's World. In case you missed the last episode, I'll fill you in on what we're doing in this big flat area over here. So basically I've planned to make a big area for all different types of dye farms, just that I can have access to all the different dyes in one area. So basically I've flattened out a big flower forest biome into this field that we have here. And the next thing I want to do is build up all the walls around it. I have already got everything that I need in these shulker boxes, so I guess let's get right into building it. Alright, welcome back everybody. We've finished up building this entire wall and I think it looks super nice. It didn't take too long and it made a big difference in how this area feels, because now you can kind of see how large and open this area is, and it'll be so much nicer to build here now. Also, I'm pretty sure this big box that I have here is almost exactly 100 by 100 blocks, which is kind of cool. Now that we've got all this in, I think it's time to actually start building some of the farms that I wanted. So the first farm that I want to build is just a normal flower farm, and I already found a good location for it right here. I think should be good. I marked it with this melon. So if we bone meal right on this block, we should see a good variety of flower colors. Okay, that wasn't ideal. This spot's garbage. I need to find a spot where we can get some blue, some yellow, and some red. Maybe even some orange would be nice. Okay, I found two spots. So this one, I think we get red, magenta sometimes, and yellow. Yeah, there's a magenta. And at this one over here, I think we get blue. Oh, we also get this light gray and pink. So even though that's not all of the different types of flowers, I think that should be everything that we need if we're willing to do some crafting. Okay, actually I've done a little bit more searching and I found the perfect spot. It's going to be right here under this iron block, and I'm pretty sure if you bone meal here, you can get every single color of flower, which is pretty cool. I had to do a lot of searching to find this spot. Okay, now that we've got the location here, I've got to actually start building the flower farm. And there are a bunch of designs out there for flower farms, and yeah, they basically all use the same concept of a shifting floor. But not a lot of them actually have good ways to collect the drops from the farm. However, I did find one that was designed by Il Mango that actually looks really cool, and it has built-in collection system and it's super fast. So I think I'm just going to build that up right now. Okay, here it is. The entire thing is all built up. It's actually quite massive, I'd say, and yeah, it used quite a lot of redstone resources, more than I was expecting. Okay, to test it out, we're gonna have to put some bone meal in this chest and go over to the other side where we have the lever. Now, if we turn it on, you should see that it's growing plants in here, and it breaks them immediately with the pistons shifting the floor back and forth. And every once in a while, these pistons up here will push down their glass blocks, which elevates all of the items onto them, which it's like a weird item elevator effect. So they get lifted up here, and then they get pushed through the pistons again, and then the water stream pushes them all the way out here. Yeah, I don't have an actual storage system for this thing, but I should probably do that now because this thing is super fast. Like, it produces way too many flowers for me to manage. So here's what we're gonna do for the storage system. Once all of the items come out of here, I'm redirecting them this way across all of these hoppers. Now I just gotta build up a bunch of sorting modules behind them so that I can sort out all the different types of flowers in these hoppers. Okay, here's what I've got so far. I have 7 filters here, I think, which all have every single type of flower: red, orange, yellow, blue, and then 3 different gray ones. And yeah, I can just put chests out of these hoppers and that'll collect them. But I think I should also be able to add something at the end of this hopper chain that will be able to recycle the seeds into bone meal and feed them back into the farm. That'll just make it use a little bit less bone meal. Here's the bone meal recycling system. We've just got these 3 composters that should compost all the seeds that we don't need, turn them back into bone meal, and send that bone meal down to this hopper chain, which leads back into the input of the farm. And I also added a bunch of chests to these filters, so it should be working. Alright, now I'm just going to load this up with a little bit of bone meal and let it run for a bit, just so I can get a good stock of items in the chests. Alright, I'm all out of bone meal, so now let's check how much flowers we got. So overall it's mostly equal for each of the types. I think we have probably the most yellow and white tulip, but that's okay, I guess. The main ones that we want are dandelions and cornflowers because these dyes can't be gotten any other way. Okay, this farm is looking pretty bad at the moment, to be honest. So I probably should decorate it, but I don't really want to do that right now because before I start decorating, I kind of want to finish with all of the farms in this area and then decorate them all similarly to fit a theme. Okay, so now that we've built this, I think we should have access to most of the dyes. But there's one other type of dye that I'm going to need that I can't get from here, and that's green dye. I believe the only way to get green dye is from cactuses, and if you've ever seen a cactus farm, you know that cactus farms need to be extremely big to be anywhere near as fast as this thing. So basically, I'm just going to get some tileable design, and I'm going to have a few days to work on it over the weekend. And I'm just gonna see how big I can build the cactus farm before I run out of time. Okay, I'm back. This cactus farm right here was quite the doozy to build, but I'm finally done it. The design for this farm is based off something that Ilmango did, except I modified it a little bit to make it into this sort of like diagonal shape, because I thought that was a bit more space efficient and looks a little bit interesting. The design is also infinitely tileable upwards, so I could have gone all the way up to build limit if I wanted, but I only really had time for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 layers. Basically how the farm works is on each of these layers we've got these cactuses laying out in the specific pattern, which spaces them out very nicely, and in between them on the upper level we've got a bunch of these fence posts, and basically if any of the cactuses grow, they will be adjacent to a fence post which breaks off the top of the cactus, and it will pop down into these water streams. Now these water streams will push it off through one of these holes in the middle or off the edge. Right now some of them are falling onto the ground, but a lot of them end up in here, and this goes into the storage system. Eventually we should build a wall around this, which will significantly increase the rates because of wastage that's occurring right now. Anyways, now that we've got all of this cactus, we still do need to convert it into green dye by smelting it. So that's why I've built up this next system. Basically, all of the cactus ends up in this chest right here, and it gets sucked out by this hopper minecart. And when we have this lever on, it will distribute all of the cactus into each of these furnaces down here. As of right now, we've got to manually put fuel in this chest right here and turn it on if we want the smelting to occur, but I want to be able to fully automate this system, so I need a source of fuel. So I went ahead and designed the system that auto refuels the furnaces from a automatic bamboo farm. So basically how this works is there is a chest here that is the input for our smelter, and also we've got a bamboo farm over here that is automatically running whenever this chest is emptier than a certain amount. So I'll take out some of these items and show you how it works. So this comparator turns off, which enables this redstone torch, and then it creates this observer clock, which triggers both this dropper, which pushes the bone meal up into this dispenser, which bone meals the bamboo, and then also it triggers the piston, which pushes the top of the bamboo off. Everything should be collected by these two hopper minecarts, which are kind of struggling to keep up with the system, but I think that should be fine. Anyways, it gets shot out of this dropper clock into here, and yeah, it goes all the way back into the input, and then as this starts to fill up, the system gets disabled and the farm turns off. Okay, I think it would be smart to put the bamboo farm underground, like right around here, because then it won't get in the way of anything, but also it'll be very easy just to route the bamboo up here and into this bamboo chest that I moved from over there, but it should still work. I always like to dig out an excessively large area when I'm going to build something underground, and here's what I've done right here. I think this should be large enough if I build the bamboo farm right in this corner, and then I have all of the bamboo come all the way over here and up that hole. Okay, everything here is kind of a mess right now, but I'm hoping that it should at least work. All I've got to do is input some bone meal into the bamboo farm. Here's the input chest right here, so if we put stuff in, it should start running. Yeah, perfect. Looks like we're getting everything going through fine. The farm still seems to be running fine, and this chest is filling up. So I think that's all good. We just need to wait for this to fill up a little bit more so that we can see the shut-off mechanism in action. Okay, there we go. The farm's gone and shut itself off because it's reached this much bamboo in the chest. But I'm hoping that as soon as I put this hopper minecart down to start using it as fuel, it should go down again and the farm will start producing more bamboo. And look at that, the furnaces are working and they're producing a little bit of green dye. It's not super fast, but cactus farms just aren't extremely fast things. Okay, now that we've got the whole farm up and running, I think we're just going to leave it for now and ignore all of the cactus lying around on the ground, because once we build a building around it, it should fix that problem. As I said, we're really close to being done with this area, or at least the farms for this area, but before I want to decorate anything, I do need a couple more farms, and the first of those is going to be a farm for these guys. It's super easy to farm them, because basically all you need to do is use some bone meal on them, and they'll duplicate just like that. So basically we just need to make a system that automatically bone meals them and collects all of the drops. Super easy. Alright, here's the first part of the farm. All of the flowers are planted down on top of the grass, and we've got the dispensers behind them. So as the dispensers will bone meal them, the flowers will pop off and get collected by the hopper minecart in the chest. I nerfed the farm a little bit by reducing it to 1 dispenser per flower, but I think it's worth it because of this really cool and compact system that I've come up with, just with a piston and some slime blocks attached to the observers, which activates all the clocks at once. Very good. I've added in some bone meal storage chests right here and right here, and I think now we should be good to call this farm done. The collection system isn't reliable yet, but hopefully that'll be solved when we build the building. We're on the home straight now. We've only got one more farm to build, and this one should be super simple. Let's see how quickly we can do it. First thing we need to do is put down a jungle log here and place the cocoa bean on it, and just put down 2 dispensers going into it. Now we gotta put in an observer clock just like this. We should just be able to turn on and off the farm like so. Let's also add in some inputs and outputs for the farm. Okay, we're all done now. This farm isn't like full AFK, so I do need to like stand here and place and break the cocoa beans, but it's gonna be pretty good, especially considering I don't usually use brown dye. Alright guys, that's it. 4 farms and a massive wall, all in one episode. This has been pretty crazy, but I'm actually really happy that we're able to get done all of this stuff in one episode. It's always nice to have farms for everything, and this is gonna be super useful on my road to full automation. But anyways guys, there's only so much I can do in one episode, and I know I've been hyping up the decorations for this area a lot. I'm super excited to do that, hopefully in the next episode, to see how much we can get done. But for today, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.